What's up? It's Bijou Star, and this is a special edition of Glam Radio Behind the Scenes, and I'm here with the beautiful Tawny Walker.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Of course. Now, for those of you who don't know about Tawny, we are just so excited to have you here because you are the owner of so many stores and salons. I just have to let you kind of run the names off, so you go ahead and tell
Okay,
us.
I'll run it through. Liquid Salon. I also own Pink Pump, P2, and 218 by Burn Rubber.
Wow, awesome. So you're really a staple here in the Detroit area.
I try to be.
You've done it in
trying.
such a short amount of time, a young entrepreneur, which makes you such an inspiration
Thank you.
to so many young women, especially in the Detroit area. So you have a lot of things going on. Not only are you, selling and you're doing your different things as far as with hair, but you are teaching now.
I am. I feel like it's like a whole new career for me, and it's really cool. It developed very organically, just from a lot of people saying, hey, Tawny, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, can you help me? And so I started a consulting company, and from that I kind of started doing these workshops.
Awesome.
Really
So you're basically giving the secrets to your success to young entrepreneurs, young beauticians, or people who want to own salons or businesses through your workshop. So I know you already had one. It was your hair.
The first one was a $1 Million Salon workshop, and it was the beginner course. And I was so excited because it sold out in like a week.
Wow.
And I didn't expect that, that was amazing. And it just happened on Sunday, and it was a success. It was great. Everyone that left said they felt very empowered. And what I did was I gave everyone the principles and the basics on how to get started if you want to have a salon, a nail salon, a barbershop, anything in the beauty industry, because at the end of the day it's business. So whatever steps you're going to take, it all kind of traces back to the same beginning.
Exactly.
And it was really cool because when I got started, I didn't have anyone ask for help.
And speaking of your start, your story is so amazing. Kind of tell us a quick little background of how young, because you started like super young.
I did, and that's good because it doesn't date me. I started actually when I was 23 years old, and I started to open up my first business, which was my hair salon, and that's really my first love. I'm very passionate about that business. I've been in that industry for over 18 years now, and I know it like the back of my hand, and it's just something that a lot of young women and men that want to get into. It's one of the hardest businesses to get into, but if you do it right, it's very lucrative. And I got my start, very humble beginnings. So my story to other people when I teach and empower is if I can do it, you can too. So it's not about your financial background or where you're coming from. It's really about your drive and where you're going.
Exactly. That's awesome advice. So when people come to your workshops, kind of what can they expect as far as the things that you'll be teaching? Well,
my workshop, it's the way it's set up, I want it to be a fun and interactive learning experience. It's not just a lecture. I'm not going to read from like slideshows. I really take the time to explain everything. I'm very thorough, but at the same time, I'm not boring you because I understand when you're trying to get started, you just really want to know like the who, what, where, and how do I get started, and you're very eager. But what I tell people is take a step back, do all the steps that you need to do to get from point A to point B, and it's priceless information because it took me 18 years to learn everything. And I just feel like when you're coming to this workshop, it's set up into 3 phases. There's beginner, there's intermediate, and then there's the master class. And if you take all 3, you are going to have the keys to success.
Awesome.
And knowledge is power.
So is it true? We want to know, $1 Million Salon, if you follow the steps and the course that you give, will you eventually with hard work have $1 Million salon?
Absolutely. I think so. I think that anyone can do whatever they put their mind to. It's all about taking the right steps and really following through. Not just saying I'm going to do it, actually doing it and making sure that you're doing it the right way. Yes, you can have $1 Million salon like I do, and I want to empower other people, other young budding entrepreneurs. And what was really cool, I had some veterans of the business at my class, people who had salons for 10 years or more, who said, I'm not profitable. I'm not making money. I want to start over. I'm coming to the beginning, the intermediate, and then the master shop. And I thought that was really cool because I didn't expect to see that.
That's awesome that you have, people who've been doing it, but they kind of want to just get more knowledge to help their business grow.
Never stop learning. That's what I tell people. You're never going to ever reach a plateau where you no longer need to learn. I'm always learning. I learn every day from people around me, and that's just the key to being successful in business.
So what are your top 3 things that you think are mistakes, the 3 worst mistakes you can make as a young entrepreneur trying to start a business? Because what I noticed is you're worried about all the wrong things in the beginning. So you tell me what you think.
I think top 3, let's run through. You put it in spot. The first one I think would be you're doing it for money. There is no amount of money that's going to equal the sacrifice, the hard work. You have to be very passionate about what you're doing. So do not do it for the money. And I always start every one of my seminars and workshop off with, if you're here because you're doing this for the money, then I think you should leave. Because this is about your passion and finding a way to make money from it. So that's the first step. I think the second step is don't skip the business plan. A lot of people think the only reason they need one is if they're asking for funding, but you actually need a business plan so that you have a guideline so that you can properly take your steps. And that's something I tell people, refer back to your business plan. Whenever you start to get off track with your branding, with your demographics, with whatever it is you're doing, refer to your business plan. Because that was when you were most passionate and most eager. Always look back, and things need to adjust. That's the third. Don't be stuck in your ways. As you are starting to build your business and establish your own brand, you need to be able to adjust to the things that come at you, whether it's market changes, the economy. Right. If your customer base is asking for something, you need to be able to adjust your business model so that you can be profitable. It's good to sell what you like, but you also have to sell what other people want. It's a supply and demand.
There we go. Okay, I'm saying this is just knowledge right here. My goodness. So you already know the reason why you need to go to this workshop. So tell us, okay, so there's going to be a business workshop, not specifically for hair salons, but just if you want to start a business salon, right?
Yes, yes.
And
so that organically came too.
Yeah.
I was initially planning to just do salon workshops, and a lot of people started saying, well, I want to come, but I'm not in the salon industry. And so because I have that retail background, and at the end of the day, business is business. I've grown internet businesses, I've grown brick and mortar shops. So I said, you know what, let's do a business basic. So I'm doing a Build a Booming Business workshop, and I'm going to actually host that out of my Pink Pump store in Royal Oak. So that'll be kind of fun. Lots of fashionistas are going to come out, and you got to come dressed to impress to my workshop. Don't come anything like boring, because I like to be interactive and fun, and I'm very like high energy, and I want people to understand if you're passionate about what you're doing, you're going to be successful, and it's going to be a fun journey. But you need the keys to get there. You need help. I needed help, and I didn't have workshops or seminars or a mentor or anyone to go to, and I want to help people who were in my shoes, because I'm relatable. I've been there. I've been in your shoes. I know what it's like when you're trying to start and you get stuck, you hit a roadblock, or you're not profitable. And those are things that every entrepreneur runs into.
Right, that's awesome. So what are the websites that we can go to get the tickets to these websites?
Okay, so right now you can go on to milliondollarsalon.eventbrite.com, and there's also milliondollarsalon.intermediate.eventbrite.com, and also Build a Booming Workshop. To make it easy, if you go onto my Instagram page, which is at Tawny's World,
spell Tawny for
TAWNYS World. If you go on there, all the links are there, and there's also each of the workshops is now also going to have its own Instagram page, because it's really building up momentum. Yes. And again, that's something that developed organically. And social media is great, because that's a great way to connect with people when you can't answer every email. So I love social media. I'm always connecting with people, and I actually do still run my own social media pages for all of my businesses.
You run them all.
I do.
See, you are hands-on.
I am.
You're not like just like, okay, you guys run this. No, but that's good to have so many businesses and still be able to be involved, because your vision, you still want your vision to be exactly the way that you see it. So that's awesome. Well, we're going to give some tickets away to a couple of your workshops right on Glam Radio. So I'm so excited about that. So HotHipHopDetroit.com, you can get more details on that, and listen out for Tawny's giveaways, because we're going to be doing things with Pink Pump and P2 also on Glam Radio. Ladies who love shoes, this is for you. And it's all
and I know you're a shoe fashionista.
I am. I love the shoes. Let's look at Tawny's shoes right quick. These are from the store. Pink Pump, right?
Yes, those are Pink Pump.
All right, these are my reds.
I'm a sucker for red shoes.
You're a sucker for red shoes?
I am, totally.
That's how we met. The red shoes.
That is exactly how we met. Soulmates.
Soulmates, as we call them, soulmates, SOLE mates. All right. So thank you so much, Tawny, for stopping by.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm super excited, and thank you so much for the opportunity.
Awesome. Thank you. And stay right, well, don't stay here. Y'all can go where you want to go, but just stay on HotHipHopDetroit.com.